158, and man, things are really getting clear in terms of how it all works and connects with each other. And this video is going to be fantastic if you stick around for it, because I have a lot to talk about. Number one is the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. A lot of people look at it. I've talked about it in these videos as the subconscious. You're falling asleep in the wish fulfilled, and your subconscious mind, whatever state of consciousness you fall asleep in, that impresses your subconscious mind, and then the subconscious mind controls 95%, or maybe even more than that, of what you do during the day in terms of your perspective and how you see things and what you are inspired and interested in. And then your conscious mind is basically the mind where you can watch this video right now and in a moment decide that you are going to fall asleep in the wish fulfilled tonight, and then just make that your main focus. That's your conscious mind. That's how you control, even though your subconscious controls 95% of it, that 5% of the conscious mind, you can decide right now and control that other 95%. But if you don't, then that's why you stay where you are. Because willpower is, it's 5% willpower and 95%, just the subconscious's willpower is 95%. That's not a fair matchup, okay? But what has cleared up for me is seeing this from a different perspective. Instead of seeing it as the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, I am now starting to see it, and everything is relative, okay? So this could make things easier and more and clearer for me, or it could make things more muddled for you, okay? But I'm going to share what's working for me. Is that now I'm starting to see the subconscious mind as the higher mind, okay? And so your higher mind, when you are in the present moment, and I've talked about this before, when you are in the present moment and just kind of perceiving things and just looking around and just either appreciating, being grateful, or just acknowledging things. Oh, there's my computer, whatever. And you are in the present moment, you have access to the higher mind. But you can only use the thoughts and the ideas from the higher mind if you realize that that's when you have access. And so if it's almost like a balancing act, it's being in the present moment, but still there's this little part of you that's still aware that, okay, I'm in the present moment. So right now I need to be kind of on the lookout, or just keep a little part of me open so that when the idea comes in, or when the higher mind is sending me a message, I'm still there to hear it. Because if I'm lost in gratitude and lost in these other things, and I'm just solely focused on being present, that's when, and that message comes in, I might not hear it. That's the best I can explain it for now. But you have your higher mind, which sends the message to your physical brain. And the brain is just the receiver between the higher mind and your personality mind. Your personality mind is the perceiver. So the higher mind sends the idea or the inspiration or whatever down to your physical brain, which is the receiver. And then if you are present and aware that this is how it works, you can then receive whatever message that the higher mind is sending you. And you'll know by your excitement that that is a message that's coming from your higher mind. All right, so now that I've laid that foundation, I've been using this for the last probably 4 or 5 days, maybe even a little bit longer than that. And each day I've been using this and reminding myself, and I have it written down here. It's right in front of me at all times. So I'm always thinking about this and always reminding myself. And so things have been gradually getting better and better and better. And I've been becoming more and more present because I keep reminding myself that I'm just a perceiver. I'm just here to perceive and just admire things and be grateful. And so when I'm able to remind myself that I'm the perceiver and there's nothing that I can think about, if I try to be the thinker and to figure things out instead of being the perceiver, that is where you get in the way. That is where I get in the way. And so I've always been that guy. I've always tried to figure things out intellectually. And so I've been getting in the way forever. But now I'm just starting to realize and so that's why things are getting better for me, because now I'm not getting in the way as much anymore. And so today I was reminding myself, and there was a moment where I had this song going in my head, like on repeat over and over and over again. But I didn't know the words to the song. I just knew like the rhythm and the melody of the song. And so I was humming it. And it's a song that my wife had played. Like, she listens to country stations. Country, it's not my cup of tea, but she loves it. And, so when things are on, I hear them, but I'm not really tuned in unless it's a song that, I already know or like strikes a chord with me. So I had heard this a couple times and didn't even like realize that I heard it. I wasn't really present in the moment and it wasn't having an effect on me. But this song, again, it was in my head, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, why is this in my head? And then I realized this has to be a message from the higher mind. So I gotta, investigate this. And so I said to myself, I bet you right now, I was betting myself, I guess, but I know for a fact that I'm going to look up this song, and it took me like 10 or 15 minutes to find it because I had no idea what the lyrics were, but I'm going to find this song, and the lyrics in this song, something is going to be so incredible. And so I did, and I looked it up, I found it, and I listened to the song on repeat for 2 hours. And the only reason I stopped was because my wife got home and my daughter got home, and I'm making this video. Otherwise, I would have stopped. I would still be listening to it, and I wouldn't have stopped. And so I just wanted to read the lyrics to this song. All right, because this song, and this is so trippy, okay, but it's really not. When you understand things, it's probably going to seem trippy, but this is basically everything I've been talking about here, and we've all been kind of like sharing with each other, especially in the Lion's Den and in this community. But all right, so the song is All I Know So Far, and it's by Pink. And it's, if I get a little emotional reading this, it's whatever. But so it goes, haven't always been this way. I wasn't born a renegade. So that kind of strikes a chord with me because I've always been, or it seems like that, I've always been the person who has kind of gone against the grain. And I feel like I've mentioned that before. So right away, when I started listening to this song, I'm like, wow, okay. I felt alone, still feel afraid. I stumble through it anyway. Anybody out there felt like that? Feel like that? I wish someone would have told me that this life is ours to choose. No one's handing you the keys or a book with all the rules. Except for if you're watching this. I'm handing you the keys. The little that I know, I'll tell to you. When they dress you up in lies and you're left naked with the truth. Okay, so when they dress you up in lies and you're left naked with the truth, the way that I see that is the lies are the beliefs. And this is what I've been talking about recently, the beliefs that you've picked up along the way, that you've told yourself that this is the way it is. And so when you can get rid of those beliefs and those lies, you're left with the real you. You're left with the truth that you are and have always been the one creating it all. Okay? You throw your head back and you spit in the wind, carefree. Let the walls crack because it lets the light in. The walls cracking, to me, symbolizes the old you and those beliefs. And once you start shedding those beliefs, again, the light, it lets the light in. It lets the light of you in. Let them drag you through hell. They can't tell you to change who you are. That's all I know so far. Obviously, they can't tell you to change who you are because now you know you have the power. We just never realized, or very few of us realized, that we do have the power. We've let people tell us all throughout our lives how to live our lives. You can't do this. This is what you need to do. And when the storm's out, you run in the rain. Put your sword down, dive right into the pain. Put your sword down, dive right into the pain. What do you think that symbolizes? Detaching, reacting, saying this shouldn't be, getting angry at the outside world. Put your sword down, put your anger down, detach, and dive into the pain. Figure out why the pain is there. What's the wisdom that I need to gain from this? How about it? Stay unfiltered and loud. You'll be proud of that skin full of scars. That's all I know so far. Stay unfiltered and loud. Too many of us, including me, as I said a week or two ago, try to fit in. Just try to be somebody else. And in those videos, you could watch my videos from like a month or 2 months or 3 months ago. The tremble in my voice, that trembling, and you hear it from people over and over and over again. Those are people who realize who haven't realized they're trying to be something they're not. And just recently, I'm realizing this. Making these videos, I started making these videos because I had an idea. And then I got locked in. My subconscious locked me in when I posted a video saying I'm going to post for 365 days straight. That's the only reason that I posted a video every single day. And so I pushed myself through it. Stayed non-negotiable. Some videos, 2-3 minutes of just nothingness. But I stayed non-negotiable because my subconscious, my higher mind knew that I needed this. And so now I'm realizing that, you know what? Even though this message, there's a lot of other people out there delivering this same message and talking about the same things that I talk about here. But there's nobody who delivers this message the way I deliver it. And each and every one of us has that ability. You bring a perspective that is unique only to you. Nobody else has lived your life. Nobody can deliver the message the way you can. So even though it could be the same information, there's people out there who need to hear that message delivered the way that you deliver it and nobody else. That's why there's people in the lion's den who knew about this stuff before. And now all of a sudden, they're resonating with the information. These are the things that I'm realizing. So now, instead of trying to be somebody else and watching all these YouTube videos and how do I build my channel and stuff, you know what? I'm just delivering the message the way I know how. So now what? The tremble is gone because this is me. Take it or leave it. If you don't like the way I'm delivering the message, like I said, there's 100 other people out there who are talking about this same thing. So stay unfiltered and loud. You'll be proud. You will be proud because this is who you are. I haven't been proud of myself. I can't remember when. So be proud of who you are because you have a fan base out there. Once you're proud of who you are. All right, so let's continue. So you might give yourself away and pay full price for each mistake. But when the candy coating hides the razor blade, you can cut yourself loose and use that rage. Again, to me, the candy coating symbolizes those beliefs and that way of thinking that I need to be this person over here in order to be successful, and that's not who you are. So let the razor blade cut the candy coating and use that rage. It doesn't have to be rage, but it's going to be loud like me. I wish someone would have told me that this darkness comes and goes. We've talked about darkness. People will pretend, but baby girl, nobody knows. And even I can't teach you how to fly, but I can show you how to live like your life is on the line. And that's what I'm talking about here. I can show you, I can talk about it here, but I can't fly for you. You have to fly. You have to fall asleep in the wish fulfilled. You have to visualize and figure out what you want. What qualities as a person do you want? And then you have to visualize, and then you have to make that the top priority in your life. And then things will change for you. And then it's just it's kind of, I will be with you in the world, just throw your head back. And then it's pretty much she just repeats the chorus and stuff from there on in. But I really wanted to share that because how it all came about, okay? And here's the other thing that I haven't talked about much that I'm starting to realize is your wish fulfilled, that visualization, okay? Do not get married to that visualization. That visualization is a tool that is used to make you feel those feelings that you want to feel. Okay, so odds are your visualization is not going to happen exactly how you are visualizing. But here's what I know, that if you can stop worrying about the when and the how, and you don't get married to that picture and think it has to happen exactly how I'm visioning it, otherwise I don't want it, that might stop it from coming all together. But on the other side of it, the subconscious or the higher mind is going to give you something better, because your visualization is coming from the personality mind. And the personality mind is not the higher mind. So the higher mind is going to give you something way better than what you're visualizing, because you can only visualize up to what the personality mind knows. The higher mind knows everything. And so if you let it, it's going to give you something way better. That's why if you ever watch TV, we watch HGTV all the time. And they have these people come in and renovate their houses. And they just sit back. And then the people come in, they renovate their houses, and they walk in. And they all say, almost without fail, this is better than anything that I envisioned. Because they allowed the higher mind to bring it to them instead of getting in the way. And it will do the same for you. It will do the same for me. Okay? Lions Den, all 6 people checked in last night. Lee Hodges was back. Thankful was back. Brent, Kate, Shadow Flare, and Nora, all falling asleep in the wish fulfilled, all staying consistent, all changing their lives. I told you this was going to be a great video. At least I feel like it was. So, that's got to stand for something. Day 158 in the books. I'll see you tomorrow, day 159. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Go Phillies.